Well, if you go to Parkside Dining Hall, you might see a familiar face. The chef and kitchen manager there is a contestant on Gordon Ramsay's hit reality show, Hell's Kitchen. Elias Aceves was crossing the street to go back to his home near feet away from where I'm standing when he was hit by an unmarked vehicle. His family says they hope both surveillance footage and help from the community will help them find answers. So, because this is a Doritos contest, I thought it'd be fun to play a little game.
Okay.
We're gonna play a true or false game about Doritos facts. 5 LA City Council members proposed a committee to coordinate the city's response to homelessness. This comes after a scathing report released last week that revealed different city agencies spent more than $100 million dealing with the homeless population. The report had 8 recommendations for improving the way the city combats homelessness. It included coordination among all departments that engage with the homeless, eligibility criteria, or possible priority for populations like veteran or families, monitoring salaries and expenses currently spent on homelessness, and more dignified treatment of the homeless. There are about 23,000 homeless people living in Los Angeles. The report estimates that LAPD spends at least $50 million a year on its interactions with the homeless. One expert says that this problem happens in other major cities as well.
This is really a systemic problem, not a LA police problem. It's not just in LA. As I said, the 3 largest institutions for treating people with serious mental illnesses, 3 jails, the 3 largest urban areas. How do we better use that money and come up with a better solution for homelessness in Los Angeles?
The new proposed ad hoc committee on homelessness will help streamline the city's response to the issue. If approved, the committee would be chaired by Councilman Jose Huizar, whose district includes Skid Row. Welcome to Studio Santa Clarita. I'm your host, Patricia Silva. A memorial to Harry Bell, a local hero in the Santa Clarita Valley. Check it out in the new Veteran Living Homes.
It was not an accident, it was vandalism.
Hopes for a typical Monday at Emblem Academy Elementary School in Saugus quickly dried up for Principal John Baker.
First thing this morning, my custodian called me and said that we did not have water in some of our locations, and upon further investigation, he found that our valves were chopped off sometime this weekend. So there's about 17 classrooms and the administration building that are affected by it.
On a day where temperatures are expected to reach 100, faculty and staff are hoping to bring a good level of comfort to their students. 14 portable restrooms are stationed throughout the area of the campus where there is no water.
Well, our maintenance department did a great job in securing some Andy Gumps to bring onto the campus. So we have a number of portable restrooms that students can use, as well as bringing in water bottles for our students.
While Principal Baker reassured parents that students would be well taken care of, some were still shocked vandals attacked the elementary school.
I've heard from one parent saying that it's a shame that vandals would do this to our school.
A plumbing crew was hard at work throughout the morning to bring running water back. An investigation has been turned over to the police. The family of a 15-year-old shot by an LAPD detective in February is now suing the department for $20 million. Tonight, for the first time, the teen is speaking out about the incident.
What did you think of us when you first saw us? For you to have to shoot us, what did you see?
Jamar Nicholson was with his friend Jason Huerta and 2 other teenagers on the morning of February 10th. They were hanging out in an alleyway on Florence and 10th Avenues before going to school. That's where they encountered 2 undercover LAPD detectives.
Coming back to where you got shot at is not normal, you always got that flashback in your head. And it's still to this day, it messes with me.
The detectives saw what they later determined was a toy gun on another teenager in the alley. The boy's attorney, John Harris, described the scene that morning.
LAPD has indicated that they said drop the gun, freeze. These gentlemen never heard such warning or command. They simply, the first thing they heard was the sound of bullets.
Nicholson and Huerta say they jumped behind a sofa in the alley to protect themselves from the gunshots. But it wasn't before Nicholson took a bullet in his back. ATBN reached out to LAPD for a comment, but they declined because of the pending lawsuit. Nicholson and Huerta think the detectives targeted them instead of the person who was holding the toy gun. Now, nearly 2 months later, they say they are living in fear in their own neighborhood.
Block one day and they start coming through, you better run. But from people who are supposed to protect you, they shooting at you, how are you supposed to feel?
Like, how do you feel safe in your environment if the people who's supposed to protect you from the people that are shooting at you are the ones shooting at you?
The narrative needs to be changed where officers are properly trained and will not continue to shoot and then ask questions later, as what was done in this case, because they never ever took the time to find out what these 4 kids were doing in the alley.
The officer who shot Nicholson has been with LAPD since 2002. The family of the victim is in mourning tonight and is urging anyone with information to come forward. The accident happened on the corner of 23rd Street and Portland. LAPD has now opened a criminal investigation.
I understand if it was an accident, but to not pull over and help or even call for an ambulance or anything. From the witness that I spoke to, they just said that the driver was actually speeding and not once did he stop or even slow down, that he just kept going.
David Armenta is distraught over the loss of his uncle. 58-year-old Elias Aceves was crossing the intersection at 23rd and Portland Streets around 9 last night when a black sedan sped through the crosswalk and struck him. Elias Aceves was crossing the street to go back to his home near feet away from where I'm standing when he was hit by an unmarked vehicle. His family says they hope both surveillance footage and help from the community will help them find answers. Local resident Ruben McDowell was inside his home at the time of the accident. He described hearing a loud thumping noise, as if something big had fallen in his house.
And when I came outside, then I saw what happened with all the police cars here. It was cordoned off, and I saw the man's shoes on the right side on Portland, and then the man had been thrown like almost 100 feet from the intersection.
Today, LAPD released this surveillance video of the incident. Investigators hope someone who saw the accident will come forward and help them find the driver who killed Aceves. The intersection is known among locals for being dangerous. They say drivers run through the crosswalk at speeds up to 50 miles per hour.
You even stand here today, you'll watch how fast these cars are flying, and they don't even slow down on a crosswalk.
DPS is not part of the investigation, but Deputy Chief Carlisle says he hopes this is a reminder for all to be careful.
What appears to have happened in this tragic incident last night was the person was doing everything right. They waited for traffic to pass. They were crossing in the crosswalk, and once the pedestrian is in the crosswalk, traffic must yield. In this case, a person didn't. So my advice is never presume the cars are going to stop. Don't cross until they stop.
Several USC professors joined the Fight for 15 protest, but they're not pushing for a higher minimum wage. They want to start a union for non-tenure track professors at USC.
I would like the administration and those people who maybe are not on board to realize that this is serious, that there's a lot of us that are coming out to fight.
Rachel Roski is an adjunct faculty member at the Roski School, but she says she's also teaching 4 other classes at 4 other universities to make ends meet.
I don't have the time to give individual students in terms of grading or class prep because I'm just so stretched with all the classes.
Her story is familiar to the many professors who came out to march for Faculty Forward, a unionization effort through Service Employees International Union, or SEIU. They hope to help all professors working at USC get better wages and job security.
We're representing ourselves. We are here today, and when we unionize, it's about us and what we want and our needs.
Professors marched to USC Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs Michael Quick's office to give him their petition to start a union, as students cheered them on. Quick was not in his office at the time. But last month, he sent an email to USC faculty that said, quote, "I think we have made tremendous strides over the past several years in improving the conditions of our adjunct faculty. We have made salaries more competitive, provided wider access to benefits, enhanced job security by permitting multi-year contracts, and developed a stronger role in governance."
Many of us have decided to support a union to represent non-tenure track and adjunct faculty issues, particularly regarding salary and promotion processes that aren't quite transparent.
The USC administration has not yet responded to the professors' unionization petition. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. Really excited that when we found out that you submitted a commercial to the Doritos Super Bowl contest.
Yeah, crashing the Super Bowl.
So it's called The Rockstar Interview. That's the title of the commercial. So can you tell me about how you came up with that storyline?
It's actually really funny. I work in the music business a little bit, and a lot of people get, a bad reputation for being difficult to deal with. I have a couple friends to name, that have that reputation themselves. So my friend and I, we were brainstorming ideas. We really wanted to get a project in, and we went with what we knew.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's always good to go with what you know.
Yeah. Love Doritos. Have to deal with people like this all day. Let's make it funny,
So you said that you work in the music industry, and I believe that you have your own production company, right? It's called the Los Angeles Media Factory.
It is. Thank you for the plug. Thank you.
Okay. Got it. So can you talk a little bit about the contest and maybe why you decided to get into it?
The contest seemed really cool because it seems like it will give someone like me and my friends an opportunity, to kind of get our feet more into the production world. And, to be quite honest, $1 million really could help out, you know what I mean? In, buying gear, supporting myself and my family, you know what I mean, for the next year while I work on my skills, as well as my best friend. Here we have a chance to show ourselves off. People are gonna see this. People might see our work and just take note, maybe say, hey, this is a good commercial, kind of. I'm gonna keep an eye on these guys for the next couple of years, see what they do, you know what I mean? And someone noticed us. Someone noticed that we're working hard, we're being creative, and we're not just, wasting time here, so.
How can I, help you get this commercial to the top, get it to the winning spot?
Well, right now, you can pretty much Google Doritos and you're gonna find a link that says Crash the Super Bowl. Crash the Super Bowl is the website, and then they'll send you to a gallery of videos that they posted on their website now. And I always tell people to go watch the videos because there's so many funny ones. There's so many funny and great ones. If you need a laugh, definitely go to DoritosCrashTheSuperBowl.com. And then if you want to help me out, you can rate my video 5 stars.
So, because this is a Doritos contest, I thought it'd be fun to play a little game.
Okay.
We're gonna play a true or false game about Doritos facts.
Oh.
First question, Doritos were invented at Knott's Berry Farm.
I'm gonna say false.
They were invented at Disneyland.
All right.
There you go.
I would have said false to that too, but I just thought Knott's was a far-fetched question.
All right, true or false? New Zealand was the second country to adopt Doritos.
That's pretty specific. I'm gonna say false.
They barely got them in 2010, actually.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Poor them.
All right, now, true or false? The most popular time to eat Doritos is between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.
That's pretty broad, and yeah, I'm gonna go with that one because some people eat dinner early.
So true?
Yeah, I'm gonna say true.
It's actually false.
No!
I know.
What?
It's between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m.
What are people doing? That's dinner time.
I know, snacking, I guess.
I guess it says something about the quality of Doritos.
I think people like them for dessert or something.
Yeah, oh, that's...
All right, next one. The powder that sticks to your fingers, that little powdery residue?
Yeah.
They say that it adds more flavor, and that's why they've kept it around.
The powder.
The powder.
The cheese powder.
The cheese powder.
It makes the chip orange. Yeah, I would assume that is, I've always thought that was, it better be true then.
It's false.
Really?
They said.
It's totally erroneous?
It's totally unnecessary. The residue is totally unnecessary. They just say that it adds to the Doritos experience.
Get the game on Doritos.
All right, so next one. You're almost there. True or false? There is a yogurt flavor of Doritos.
I feel like somewhere in the world, someone would appreciate that.
Do you know?
I'm gonna say false though.
Oh, it's true.
It is really?
It is.
I was feeding off of you and you weren't giving me anything. I was totally...
Yeah, actually, that's a flavor in South Korea.
Oh, is it?
Of course, right?
I totally yeah, okay.
Well, thank you for playing and indulging me.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Well, thanks so much again for coming in. Really appreciate it. We'll be sure to look out for your commercial during the Super Bowl because I'm sure it'll go all the way to the top.
Fingers crossed. Thank you.
Fingers crossed, right?